Mm, Let me get this straight here. So I was looking at Super Sly. Shout out to Super Sly. Um, Glenden Cameron came back on the internet, and I guess he's going through a tear, going after people because he felt that they did him wrong. I guess trying to get his viewership back up because he's been gone for a while. And one of the people that he's going against is Ericka Williams, claiming that he made her he she wouldn't be where she is without him. The lamest stuff that you can ever find. Because it's like, okay, yeah, you kind of gave it a push, but last I checked, she's been killing it and continues to kill it. And one of the things that he was saying is like that she can't get no man, she can't get no man or anything. I wouldn't sleep with her or nothing like that. And I'm like, last time I checked, she had a man. I think it was a white guy, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, please, if you looking at this, hit me up in the comments. But I do know she have a man, and apparently she still does. Because Super Sly, I made a comment in Super Sly's thing about that, and he was like, "Yeah, she still does." So I think we got to understand something. Women will always have a guy around. The quality of guy may vary, but they're always going to have a guy around. I mean, that's just how it goes. So for someone like Glendon Cameron to come out here talking about she can't get no man, trust me, Ericka Williams, if she was in Houston, she would have a man. It'd be a skinny man, fat man, short guy, tall guy, in shape, maybe not in best shape, but she gonna hit a guy. And the reason why he's so mad is because she allegedly turned on him when he decided to do this experiment where he trying to make himself into a R. Kelly during the time when there were R. Kelly trial was going on. I guess he thought that people was just going to support him, just ignore the fact that I went out there and tried to make myself into a pedo. Ignore the fact that I said that I was messing with a 15-year-old, or was it a 16-year-old? Like, why on goodness green earth would you do any of that? And then try to come on here and say it was an experiment. He went to the lead attorney and talking about it was an experiment. Who in their right mind would think that's the experiment I'm going to run? We just seen one of the greatest R&B singers of all time, R. Kelly, on trial for messing with minors. But this dude thought in his mind the good idea was, you know what I'll do? I'm going to pretend to be R. Kelly. I'm giving all this financial advice and everybody's loving it. No, let me throw that away so I can look like a pedo. But then you're mad because people turn on you. People was talking and distancing themselves as they should. I know if I came out here talking about being a pedo and people would have run from me like the plague, why would I be mad? That's insane. And then talking about this lady, you going hard on this black lady, and I know part of it you trying to get views because the red pill, especially the black men of the red pill, they love going after Keisha, especially if she's a little overweight. They just love going after Keisha, which is it's always been silly to me. I, I I'm like, bro, if you don't like Keisha, go about your business. I like Keisha. Keisha don't bother me, but I have standards. So if Keisha don't meet that standard, Keisha ain't coming over here. I've been like that since even before. Before I was married, after I was married, I have certain standards I'm not giving up no matter what. A lot of these dudes don't have no standards. So they'll just date anything. They're mad because they date anything. These single mothers, they disrespectful and they all this. I'm like, well, okay, why are you dealing with a woman disrespectful? Not me. No. Dealing with a disrespectful woman? Coming home to a disrespectful woman all the time? Nah, bro, not me. Can't do it. But man, the thing that Keisha can't get nobody, Keisha always gonna get somebody. Like this story, I got one quick story, and then I'm gonna get off here because I gotta get ready for work. One of my mother's friends, um, invited us to Thanksgiving. It was a long time ago, and we went. And this was a first for us because she's never invited anybody to our house. She usually come to our house, or maybe we'll meet somewhere. So this was the first time she ever invited us to her home. So we go over there, and her daughter's living with her. Her daughter's 50-year old, and well, let's just say life fucked her up in ways that you can't even imagine. And so she was coming out, and she came out and said, "The guy got to take care of me. He got to pay for me and all that." And I just ignored it because I'm like, "Ma'am, you fucking crazy. I'm not about to pay for you. Sorry, you ain't worth it to me." And my mother my mother even said, like, my son don't do stuff like that. Like, I don't pay women's bills. I'll pay for dates. I pay for outings. I'm paying your bills. That's your daddy and your mama job. And if you ain't with them, that's your job. I ain't paying your bills. I'm not paying no rent or nothing unless I'm living there. If I'm living there, then yeah, I'm paying rent. I'm living there. But I ain't living there. I ain't paying no rent. That's a husband job. Taking care of a woman's bills is a husband job, not a boyfriend job. n- Not, not not a boyfriend job, unless y'all living together. Okay, understandable. But y'all ain't living together. That's not my job. That's a husband job. Just like cooking and cleaning for a house, that's not your. That's a wife. Cooking and cleaning at a house is a wife job. If that's y'all, I'm going with what is traditional. So calm it down. I don't play husband if we ain't. If I'm not a husband. No woman should play wife if you're not a wife. We get these, and most times people play those roles to manipulate somebody into getting with them. So going back to my mother's friend who's a daughter who's crazy. Guess what? She had a man. She had a man who had a house. It was inherited from his mother, but she moved into that house. He was taking care of her. And I can tell you about the women my brothers had. Woo! Less to say about them, the better. But guess what? They had men, my brothers. Now, like I said, the quality, you don't know about the quality. That's up to interpretation. But women will always have a man around just for the opportunity to get the punani. So for Glenden Cameron be on Ericka Williams talking about she can't get no man when clearly she has a man. I don't know, he been off of YouTube a bit. She has a man. And I remember because I follow her on Instagram, but I haven't been looking at her as much. But I know she got a boyfriend, and apparently she still does. So that kills that argument there. Most women will always, very rarely, a woman who don't want who very rarely a woman that has a man. I mean, ah, a woman who wants a man will be able to get a man. There will be a man waiting. Hell, there's women who don't want men. Men are still waiting. I've seen that at work. I'm a lesbian. That dude was like, yeah, yeah, I heard that, but I still want to get with you. Hell, you got women who I remember one of my supervisors, nice looking lady, light skin, light looking lady. And she will, we was talking one day and she was like, you know, these women out here is crazy too. They be like, you gonna be my woman. And I'm looking at her like, what the hell? Like, yeah, yeah, where I work, yeah, these women aggressive. They're aggressive bisexuals. They be claiming. It's crazy. But but at the end of the day, women are always gonna have men around, or women, or both. Even just for friendships. They're always gonna have somebody around. Men, not so much. It really just depends on what you have to offer. And again, I've seen skinny dudes, big dudes, small dudes, all types of dudes have women around. But the difference between the men and the women inherently have something to offer, which is the vagina. The man, however, you have to come with something. You have to fulfill a need. This one guy that I remember, he was part of the BDSM stuff. He provided a need, their desire for BDSM, because a lot of guys out here, as much as they want to say, well, we'll slap a woman, do all this, they're not about that life. They're not about it. They say they want a freak, but when the freak comes, they ain't about that life. But he provided. That's why he had a line of women. Every time he come to the club, line of women right there. So it's not necessarily that big men, small men, all these men can't get women. Is you have to provide something for them, sexual attraction, or you provide a sexual need on being a husband. But if you ain't providing something, nobody gonna want you. Women, again, they have an inherent. They already have something that they provide, a vagina. So for Glenden Cameron be going after Ericka Williams saying that stuff is stupid. I think a lot of it is clickbait. But I think there's some deep hatred for her because, as a woman, he thinks she sees a dog and she's not gonna clap back like that. It's silly, it's lame, and it's like, damn, bro, this is what you want to do. And the fact that you came out here talking about you was gonna be a R. Kelly, you were R. Kelly, and then you wonder why you get R. Kelly results. Don't make sense. And now you mad at people, especially Ericka Williams, who really don't bother nobody. She's just here about giving information how to get your money up. And it's crazy. But anyway, let me get ready for work. Y'all have a good one. Peace.